Welcome to Questa from Novatia, the tool that enables trusts and schools to evaluate data quickly and effectively by bringing in data from your MIS and other school records in a safe and secure way. Now your Questa modules are ready, your first step is to log onto the Questa portal. Easy to find at myquesta.com, you will have received an email with your login details. Simply use your school or trust email address and the password provided to log in. There are some useful features on the login page to help you. If you forget your password, simply reset by clicking or tapping on Forgot Password. There are also links to our privacy notice, terms and conditions and user guides from the login page. Once logged in, you will see your trust name at the left-hand side. Simply click or tap on the arrow to reveal the dashboards that are available for you. Your trust and school dashboards will look similar but are aimed at different user groups. Each module is identified across the top row and the type of page is identified down the left-hand side. Let's focus on the attendance report for now. If you want to view the top level headline figures, just click on the icon for the report page in the attendance column. On your report page, you will see a number of charts. These are organised into columns that show each of the key areas for attendance, from present and authorised educational activity to lates. Overall data for all students for year to date can be found on the top row of the charts. As you move down the page, these are broken down into year groups, then into headlines by term. As well as the headline figures, you can see the data broken down into time series. Just hovering your mouse over the line will allow you to pick up the data for specific weeks. The print icon at the top left-hand side will allow you to print off any page. Just filter as required prior to printing. Where there are vertical bars included in a visual on the report page, they refer to the most recently published set of national attendance data. Where there is no such national data, such as for lates, no vertical bars have been included. It's easy to spot data that will be of concern. For example, unauthorised absences that are above the national average have brightly coloured bars. Drag the slider bars at the bottom of the page to select the date range you're interested in, or just enter the dates. This will affect all the visuals on the page. Filters can also be found at the right-hand side of the page, or use the filter reveal icon. This will allow you to filter for particular pupil groups, including on-roll and off-roll students. Attendance data for Year 11 and Year 13 is only included up to the cut-off date used nationally at the end of May. Finally, useful information can be found at the bottom of the page, including the number of students in each attendance band and the overall school persistent absence figure. Latest reports also include absences due to COVID self-isolation or illness due to COVID, where this data is being collected using the school's MIS codes. Currently we are using the codes adopted by SIMS plus X. If you're using any other codes that should be included, please let us know by emailing our help desk, support@myquesta.com, and we will include these in your own reports. The Explore page of your attendance is grouped into the same columns as the report page, and it's a great place to explore the data for individual pupil groups. Again, bright colours are used to highlight any areas of concern, and vertical lines provide information about national data. Filters can be found at the right-hand side of the page as usual. Simply use the forward and backward navigation icons to move to other pages of interest. Pupil groups, for example, can be viewed just by attendance band. You might wish to look at this for a specific year group, and this is where you would use the filters at the right-hand side for more detailed exploration. The group's comparison page provides on-page filters so that you can select particular pupil characteristics and compare those with a different group side by side. Moving on to the detail page, this is where you will find information about individual pupils. School headline figures are included at the bottom of the page for comparison. Group characteristics are indicated by flags, and concerns are indicated by the intensity of the colour behind the data bar. Just hover over the row for an individual student to get additional information about absence reasons. The forward navigation arrow brings you to the all-important student dashboard, and this page initially includes all pupils. Just use the box at the bottom left-hand side and enter the pupil name, surname, then forename to get all the data for an individual student in one place. This page allows you to spot any patterns for an individual pupil's attendance and brings information about that pupil together in one place for use in a wide range of meetings, say with pupils, their parents, for teams within schools, or wider agency meetings. Analysis pages allow patterns and trends to be spotted so that you can make any connections between different variables. Colour scales are included for reference. The steeper the line, the stronger the correlation between the two variables. And this page is useful for identifying any particular areas that might need to be addressed. This example shows that there is a correlation between pupils who are late before the registers are closed and those who are late after the registers are closed. But these charts show us outliers who aren't fitting within the same pattern as the rest of the school. Simply hover over the spot to identify the individual pupil you're interested in finding more out about. The additional analysis page presents the data for pupil groups in a slightly different way, using statistical box and whisker diagrams. There's a whole range of statistical information available when you hover over the diagrams: maximum, minimum, median, mean, interquartile range, etc., which are helpful if you're doing a detailed study on the impact of an intervention on a pupil group and want to be able to report on the statistics. In simple terms, we can see the spread of the main body of pupils. If the majority of the data is bunched close together, the box and whiskers will be shorter. If the data is more spread out, the box will be longer. The box goes from the first quartile to the third quartile of the data, i.e. about half the data set. The whiskers always show one standard deviation, i.e. approximately 68% of the data sits within the space between the whiskers. It's easy to spot who is furthest from the norm, as it were, and hovering over the dot will identify the individual pupil so that any additional interventions can be taken. If you have any further questions about using your Questa modules, just contact the team at support@myquesta.com. Whether it's attendance or progress, behaviour, HR or finance, Questa modules allow you to interrogate your data at the levels that are just right for all of your user groups. To find out more about other modules, just contact the Questa team.